Alright guys, welcome back to my channel. Alright, so first we're going to start off with the brows. I tried out this Wet n Wild crayon pencil from Walmart. I paid like 74 cents for it. I saw somebody using something similar to this and I was like, hey, let me try this out. Maybe it could be like a dupe for some other brow pencils. But I really didn't care for it. It's very pigmented, but it is creamy. And it kind of moves around a little bit. So overall, I think it's fine to use if you are looking for a quick and inexpensive option. But I ended up just going right back in with my Morphe brow pencil in the shade Mocha. So to clean up underneath the brows, I'm gonna go in with the MAC Studio Fix 24-Hour Smooth Wear Concealer. I know that's a mouthful. It's in the shade View 28. And I like to just place that brighter color right underneath the brow bone. I don't bring it all the way across my entire eyelid, but I do blend it out so that it creates an eyeshadow base. So I heard a saying and it said something along the lines of your eyebrows are fraternal twins, not identical twins, but mine sometimes look like cousins because one of them is just like longer than the other, one of them is more curved. So I try to match them. Sometimes the brows take the longest for me so that I can try to get them to look almost exactly the same. So that's just what I'm doing here. Alright, so let's get the skin ready. Just getting it prepped and primed. And I'm gonna go in with the NARS Longwear Foundation and the shade Valencia. It is fall right now, so I tend to get a little more fair-skinned, less tanned. So this shade is lighter than my normal MAC shade, in which I usually wear in W40. So we're gonna go in the Nubian palette by Juvias Place, and I just used this palette for this one shade, and then I'm gonna use a different palette for the remainder of the look. But for the transition shade, we're going to start off with this one. Alright, so now we're getting into the chocolates by Juvia's Place. We're gonna go in with this deep chocolatey brown. Love, love, love this shade. I use it on a lot of different looks, but it's like the perfect milk chocolate shade. And so what I'm doing is just patting that onto my lid. I'm blending it a little bit as I move upwards, but I'm gonna go in and blend a little more in a little bit. You'll see. right here I'm just doing a little more blending, and you want that color to melt into that milk chocolate. So that dark chocolate, we want it to melt into that milk chocolate there, so we have a nice transition. And now I'm going in with this shade to just add on top of that transition that we have put down first. And this is just gonna provide us a seamless blend. And it's really just repeating steps. I'm just going in, darkening up the bottom part, and then right back on top of that, blending it all out so that it looks blown out. And you want to just keep repeating these steps as many times as you need to until you see that it's correct. For highlighting, I'm gonna go in with LA Colors Pro Conceal in the shade Buff, right there, that very light shade that's on my inner corner and down the bridge of my nose. And then I just put a little bit of Pro Longwear Concealer in the shade NW35 for the rest of the highlighting. To contour, I am using Juvias Place Foundation Stick in the shade Tunisia. And I'm just gonna go ahead and buff that out with my Real Technique sponge. So what I'm doing now is just blending out my nose contour. I am using an angle contour brush from Morphe. And then I just went in with that Tunisia and darkened it up just a bit. And I'm just blending it out. I like to blend the top of my nose contour into the front of my eyebrows, and it provides like a very seamless blend so that you're not seeing harsh lines on that nose contour. And the key to getting a good nose contour is just to blend, blend, blend. And as you can see, that's what I'm doing here. And if you have to use different brushes to get the blend that you want, there's no problem with that. I use blending brushes, contour brushes, sponges. They all work well, but really the trick to it is to make sure that you're blending everything out really well. For my contour, I would like to blend upwards instead of downwards so that it gives me a little bit of a lift. Now I'm going in to set that highlight, and I'm going to be using the Extraordinary Translucent Powder by Ciate, London. This translucent powder was actually given to me as a gift, and I usually use the Laura Mercier translucent powder, but I'm really liking this Ciate translucent powder. If y'all have been watching me, y'all know the Warrior 2 palette by Juvias Place is my favorite palette. I literally use this for everything. So I'm going to go in and start the bronzing process and just setting that contour in place. And to wipe away this translucent powder, I'm just using the warm brown shade in the palette. I'm gonna just tap into it a little harder so that I can get that bronzed effect here. And I'm not dipping into it again to go all the way around my face. I'm just using what I have on my brush. To add some depth to my contour, I'm going in with that second darkest shade in the palette. And I try to maintain consistency. So anywhere that I set my highlight, I'm gonna set my contour as well. I rarely use eyeliner in my waterline because my eyes are very sensitive, and so I like to just add eyeshadow underneath. So all I'm doing now is just adding some shadow and smoking it out a little bit. Here I'm going in with my Fenty mascara, and cause I'm black. But Lord, I stabbed myself in the eye. Like, I'm surprised I could still see through the rest of this video, y'all. So I'm just going in and adding some blush using that same palette. And right now, I'm just adding a little bit of glitter on the inner corner just because it gave it a little pop. And you'll see at the end, but it all ties the look together. So I am using Ben Nye's Glitter Glue, my fave. And I don't know the shade of this glitter, but I got it from MAC. Love, love, love the smell of this stuff. Sometimes I just spray it on my face. But it's the Morphe Continuous Mist. And I don't know about y'all, but there's always a struggle trying to put on eyelashes on camera. So I tried my best. But these were just some Amazon lashes that I got. Now I'm just going in with a NYX lip pencil in the shade light brown, lining my lips to get ready for the gloss. And the gloss I'm going to be using is ColourPop's Moonchild. On top of that, I'm going to pop some clear lip gloss from MAC Cosmetics. And then I'm just going to lighten the center just a little bit with some of that Studio Fix concealer. And if you've seen my videos before, you've seen that that's a little hack. You could totally put concealer to lighten up your lips. And lastly, I'm going to go ahead and throw this highlighter on, Fenty Hustler Baby. And this is the final look.